Hello, this is Chris with the Dallas Theological Seminary Media Center. Today I'd like to discuss how to manually edit websites using Wix. Last time we talked about using the automatic website creator, but I want to walk you through using some more of the manual settings. Once again, Wix is a free website creator that is excellent for students both because it's free and because it's very user-friendly. So let me go ahead and open up Wix again. And I'm going to exit out here and just show you from the front page what you're going to see. I've already been doing a little editing here. So once you log in, you're going to see your website here in the top left. That's the most recent website you've created. I'm going to go ahead and select and edit this website. It's going to bring up the selection page that will give you a few options here. So you're going to see across the top, domain not connected. A domain is the name of your website. So in other words, do you want to have a special domain? If you do not use a paid program inside of Wix, you will not be able to change the name of your website. In order to do that, you do have to pay. Next, you'll see website plan. I'm going to go ahead and click this just so you can see. And this will give you a layout of the options. Custom domain is what I was just referring to, and under the free option you will not have a custom domain. And then they will give you a free domain for 1 year. If you use a free version, you will have a few minor Wix ads, and this will allow you to remove those ads. And then this just kind of gives you a breakdown of their various levels. So I'm going to go ahead and exit here and go back. You can have a mailbox connected and various other items, but all of that you can find here. But if you want to actually edit the website, under Site Actions here, let's go ahead and edit the website. So it's going to load up here, and then it's going to give us a number of different options here where we can actually get in and edit individual pages. We can edit individual items on the page. So if you were here on our last video, you'll notice I actually added another section in here called Team Members. What I'm going to do today is show you how to add sections, how to take them away, how to preview your website, and a number of other items. So first, there's this Team section. I'm going to go ahead, hover over this section here until it gives us these options in the top left. I'm going to hover over the 3 dots and then click delete. And I'm going to delete this section. The reason being, I want to show you how to add this section. Now, I mentioned last time you can hover over a section and then just see this plus button to add a new section there. Another option is to go up top here under the add, and you can add a section to this page. So let's just say I want to go ahead and add that team member option. So let's scroll down under the More sections, and let's add a team member section. And you're going to see here that it gives us a number of different options. I kind of prefer taking up less real estate and just having this horizontal option. So I'm going to click that option. Wix is then going to add that to your page right underneath the section that I had selected. Now you've got all of these individuals here, and you're going to see under the left side, all of these options are applying to the current section we have selected. So I can change the display name, I can change the header title or subtitle, I can even add individuals. Let's just say I want to add a third person. It automatically adds Reese Whiteman. And of course, you can go in and edit those by clicking on that pencil there over the individual's name. You can also change the order they appear by going over to the right side, clicking and dragging. And you can switch the order of these individuals. Now obviously you might be thinking, I want to have my own picture. How do I do that? Well, you can go over here to this individual and you can click on the name, and then you can edit or replace that. And you can also add the position, title, or whatever you would like to have appear there. So I'm going to go ahead and move back, and let's just say I'm happy with this section. I'm going to hit the exit button. Now let me talk to you about animations. So I've described how to add and remove sections, but let's talk about animations. When you're scrolling through a website and certain things fade in, fade out, or move, that's an animation. If you're familiar with Apple, you'll know they use a lot of animations in their website to display their content. Now I'm going to click the preview button. If you want to see any animation, you actually have to go into preview. So let's click on preview. Now let me show you animations. When I scroll down on the website, particularly by these team members, you see that nothing is happening in terms of their names in the titles. That's already listed there. Now I'm going to keep scrolling down to another section I have under testimonials. Now you notice when I scroll down, these words appeared. That's an animation. I'm going to scroll back up to our team members, and I want to go ahead and change the animation. So I'm going to go back to the edit page. I'm going to scroll down to the section that I'd like to change the animations, and then I'm going to go to the edit button. Under section design, I'm going to go ahead and do a custom design. So in other words, to get to the animations, it takes you a few steps inside of Wix. So if you're having trouble seeing that, just make sure you're selecting the section, edit, and then under the section design, you see the animation option here. Now, when you hover over each of these options, if you look over on the right side, it's giving you a preview of what each of these look like. I like the fade option. Generally, when we're talking animations, less is more. In other words, the kind of over-the-top animations tend to be a little too much, and if you overdo animations, they can just become a little bit annoying. So don't overdo it. Keep things subtle, and that will go a long way in terms of adding value to your website. So I'd like to actually see what I just did. So I'm going to exit out of this, and in order to be able to get a preview of what's going on, we're going to have to go back to the preview option. And then when I scroll down to the team section, notice that these fade in. And that's a nice look. I really do think that adds a little bit in terms of the professional look of your website. Alright, so we've discussed adding sections, we've discussed animations. I'd like to show you two more things today. The first thing I'd like to show you, I'm going to go back to the Edit Site button. I'd like to show you how Wix builds websites with mobile and desktop in mind. Now you might think, why do you need that? Because mobile screens are so much smaller than a desktop screen, you really have to design both the desktop and the mobile version. And when you go into the mobile version, what Wix is doing is it's taking your screen and shrinking it all the way down to what it would be if it were a cell phone sized screen. And you really need to go through a website before you finish the process and ensure that it looks good for mobile devices. So, now you'll notice on the right side here, I did want to mention this. It says edit your site on mobile. You can make changes to layouts, hide elements, and change effects. You can actually go on your cell phone and make these same changes. Now, you'll notice here you have a menu option, and you can click to open the menu, and this is what it would look like. It's simulating the look on a cell phone. Now you're going to notice some of these items are just a little overdone. They look a little too large in the mobile option, and so you might need to come back for this mobile website and consider making a few changes just to make the design a little more friendly. All right, so that's just the basics of how to look over the website in the mobile option. Your editing is going to work essentially the same when using the mobile and the desktop options. So finally, I'd like to discuss the publish option over here. You do not want to publish your website until it's ready to go. In other words, until you finished the final touches, you don't want to publish it because that makes it go live, then people can access it. In order for anyone out there to be able to look over your website and to utilize it, you have to publish it first. So again, hold off on that until you're in the final stages and the website is ready to go. I'm going to move back to the desktop option. And once again, this has been just a basic introduction to the editing template. So in any of the edits, you're just going to click the edit option. It's going to bring up this side panel, and it's going to basically lay out all of your options there on the side on what you can do for those. So utilize that, and if you make mistakes or there's anything you don't want to utilize that you've done, go ahead and click the undo button here. And that works very similar as an undo button, say inside Microsoft Word. Well, I hope this has been helpful as an introduction just to give you a few ideas of what you can do inside Wix.